Good evening, folks. Hope everybody's having a good day. Out here at Tunguska again, got the third Falcon telescopic rod earlier today off camera, which is going to be a huge boon to our fish catching abilities. Hey, Canadian, how's it going? So I figure tonight we'll just go all in and try to get some more of those Taimen out here. We're lucky. I'd like to go for some of the char that I guess are up in the northern area at some point, but I haven't found any postings lately where they've been active. So we know there's been some Taimen here, so we might as well just keep going after them. We're gonna get our lines in the water. And now that I have the third Falcon telescopic rod, my silver going forward is going to go towards getting our bait harvesting skill ranked up further, so lots and lots of egg dough. That's something I'll do only on happy hour, so for a while I'll try to keep it off camera if I can, because it's not particularly exciting to watch crafting on a stream, I know that. We're out here just using mayfly larvae and stonefly larvae, since that is what we've caught the Taimen on in the past. And I may change that float out to get one that's got a little better visibility, because I'm going to do that. Where are you fishing tonight, Canadian? Let's see, I need to pull this float off of here. And put it in this one. Go. Out of Norway as usual, as long as it's good. Had pretty good luck out here. It seems like Ladoga Lake may be getting active again. Not quite as crazy as it was before, but if it keeps up, then I may take a break to go there tomorrow to do some happy hour action to try to get that float skill up to 90%. For now, we're going to keep hunting these Taimen out here. Broad fish to start out the night. Which there was a great cafe order earlier that was just for three broad whitefish over a kilo, worth 65 silver. So that was a nice easy money. But see if there's another one of those up in a bit here. Carp died off a bear and amber. That's too bad. Suppose it had to happen sooner or later, though. That's the wrong line. I'm gonna recast these. So I did try playing around with using pieces of fish and some other stuff out here to see if I caught anything different, and it really didn't do much. I did catch a sharp-snouted linnock, however those are pronounced. There was a little over a kilo, but other than that, nothing to write home about. I'll stick with the tried and true bait combo for now. There we go. I've been getting some pretty decent size muskins, whatever they are. Got quite a few of those earlier, and they're worth pretty decent silver. I'm willing to, once happy hour is ready to activate, I'll probably activate that and make some pickles, get some cooking skill gains while I do it. Yeah, that's definitely on my to-do list once I unlock those and can start digging them up. That'd be nice. Definitely why my plan, now that I've got the third telescopic out of the way, my priority is going to be on raising that bait harvesting skill. And also the mole crickets, when I get those unlocked, seem to be pretty useful for a lot of stuff. Tonight's tea is a passion fruit papaya black tea. It's a little too hot right now, so I'm gonna let it cool just a little bit longer here. A little white fish, it looks like, bouncing off of the rock there. Wouldn't mind seeing some grayling or trout out here at some point as well. Would be nice. So, Canadian, you aware of any other interesting spots that have been active on here lately? Missed that one. Cast it. I will say there's such a variety of fish bite patterns here that it's definitely one of the harder ones to guess which bite you're getting, so you'll miss a lot of fish. But it's worth it. Been averaging probably around a little over 200 silver an hour easily at just this spot. Yeah, I want to go for Taimen. I'd like to find one of those Amur catfish as well. If there's any spots that those are active. I've been checking a variety of discords, but so far, not a whole lot of Tunguska spots being reported. Seems like right now a lot of people are going after gibble carp trophies or something like that. Very windy here right now. See those floats just flinging all over the place. Yeah, it's and I've been checking not just float, but I'll check the bottom fishing spots. And usually, if there's an active spot for bottom fishing, I can make it work with the floats, unless it's like one of these massively deep holes, like the 12 meter here, or this 19 meter up there. Straighten out a little bit. I will say using mayfly plus redworm has a better bite rate, but since I'm primarily concerned with getting Taimen, I want to stick with the stonefly, a secondary bait. You can see I'm pretty much out of silver now, getting that third rod and the line to go with it. Quite expensive. Hopefully we'll have a good profitable night here tonight. Since it's nighttime, I might throw the Taimen aren't going to bite at night. I might throw some worms on here and see if we can pull something interesting in till the sun comes up. Now let's try some nightcrawler with some mayfly. Try a variety of things. See what we can pick out of here. Try Nightcrawler with... Yeah, let's throw a grasshopper out. Now we wait. I think I may have seen a nibble on them. It's gonna be tough to tell with the way with how windy it is right now. Going down a little bit. It was over 8 meters per second. When it's windy, telescopic fishing can be a pain. It's a tasty tea. I want to get some more of that. I just had my last bag of it here for tonight. Up at the top left of the map. Okay, be like up here somewhere. Good to know. So if it's broadfish, I guess we'll see, or the broad whitefish, we'll see how this spot does for us once the sun comes up. If it's still as active as it was yesterday, we'll stay here. But if it's doesn't pick up at all, we can go move up to there and try. I saw someone got a pretty large Chinook salmon on telescopic earlier today. That'll be a definite goal once we unlock Yama. And we can see the one of our fellow in-game chat folks, Left for Mush. Him and I are pretty much dominating the USA weeklies right now for telescopic fishing. If it ever loads. Here we go. For now, we'll see. Me and him are on a whole lot of these records, so good to see that action. Eventually, everyone in the Canadian Wave Friends in-game chat will take every spot in the telescopic charts. That's the goal. We'll be the premier telescopic chat channel. I wonder, this spot may have died off, because usually it's not great at night, but usually there's at least something off. All right, we'll let it go once it starts getting daylight. We'll see how it does, and bad, we'll head up to the other spot. How much silver do you reckon I'll have to spend for egg dough crafting to take harvesting baits from 69% to... I mean, obviously 100% is the big goal, but we can at least get to 90%. That unlocks the nice larva for sturgeon hunting. Caddis flies are good as well. Alrighty, I'll since nothing's biting anyways, let's try swapping some things around on here. So, the size 1 hooks are too big for the caddis fly apparently. Go ahead and throw the mayfly and red worm combo back on here. Let's see if we can do something with that. And last one. Yeah, so my tentative silver plans, get the bait harvesting up, and then also grab the coffee maker, the Vesh or whatever that tool is called, so I can make coffee, get the multi-tool, and then start saving up for the first end game telescopic rod, which is going to be the Blade Inferno. That's going to send me back like between it and the line for it's probably going to be like 8,600 silver per. Definitely a long-term goal, but hopefully now that we've got 3 falcon rods, hopefully we can find a really active spot soon for big fish and start turning out instead of what we've been getting of 200 to 300 silver on a good hour. We can start trying to find some of those 600 or 700 silver hour spots. I do wonder though if we'd see a big enough bite rate increase from downsizing the hooks. While nothing's biting, since we're close, I'm gonna run up and just check the cafe real quick, see if there's anything we can try to target as well. Siberian char look, I've never caught any of those. I don't know where to grab those at. Yeah, it's a pretty big one. That's a pretty big one, so yeah, we probably won't be able to fill any of these. I'm assuming up in that northern part is where some of those species will be found. The calmer waters. Also rather cold end game right now. I wonder if that's back to, let's see. It's supposed to be, so I guess the wind's probably going to continue and die off after the next end game day. Go. Nope. False drop. False drop. There's a lot of fish on this river that seem to do that false drop hit on floats. Problem is, there's also fish that strike hard enough to set on the first drop, so it's kind of a 50-50 shot, pretty much, whether you should try and pull it up or not right away. But that one I think is a false drop. Yeah. Go. Little grayling there. Tiny grayling. Try leeches. I could try that. I need to straighten all these lines out so we get fast here. Let's see. What can we sandwich up with the leeches here? Let's throw some leeches and let's keep the stonefly larvae in because they've been fairly effective all around. So if nothing else, it'll at least, if something doesn't want the leech, it'll at least want the stonefly. Go. Do we have any luck with that? And also grab some more red worms. Got one more batch of these. Dung beetles, tiger ones, interesting. Could be something to try out. Let's see. Let's go to the telescopic records and see if we see dung beetles showing up in there somewhere. And the records are loading very slow right now. There. I guess maybe they're good for bite rate, but maybe not exactly for size. All right, sun is just about to come up, so hopefully we'll see some action here momentarily. Some nibbles on one here. Come on, give me a Taimen. A small, whatever it is. I don't know what that is actually. Sardine, Cisco, maybe? Yeah. One of them little suckers. All right, so we'll keep the leech on for, actually, let's keep the leech on one of them. Let's go ahead and change the other two now that the sun's up to the normal setup to try and get some early morning Taimen if we're lucky. Go. I'm much less worried about getting Taimen on since I'm not using the red stick anymore. That snap I had last night off stream was a Taimen hitting the red stick, which it was just an immediate snap. It seems like Sura's been picking up lately as well. I know one of the guys the in-game chat was fishing there and having some good luck earlier today. So hopefully that continues. Maybe at the end of the week or this weekend, I can do my first trip to Sura and try my hand out for some carp there. And so let's give it to 6:30 in game, and if we don't get anything, then let's try let's relog to activate happy hour, and then we'll try that other spot to the northwest. I mean, the white fish here, just over a kilo. Saw some nibbles on two there, maybe. I mean, the current and the wind, those floats are going off doing whatever they want at this point. It makes it really hard to see if there's any ripples around them for those light nibbles. All right, so the other spot that you had mentioned was 17-114 up in the top left of the map. Is it on this side of the river, or would I need to get a boat and cross to the other side for that? There doesn't seem to be much action at this spot right now. Grab some more worm. Oh, there's a river channel. Oh, it's in up on this side. Yes, okay. Let's see, I wonder if there's any other spot near here that would be worth checking out. Really want to try for char as well, but there we go. What do we got? What do we got? I think we got a small Taimen on the line. Oh no, Arctic char. Okay, similar coloration one. Then things are picking up now though. So he's cast back out. Which that's actually the first char I've gotten at this spot, so that's an interesting find. The 16 hole. Okay, so it's down here-ish. Okay. This one. See if this spot continues though, since it suddenly started waking up. Maybe it'll start blessing us with some Taimen here soon. I'm kind of interested. I wonder, might look and see what kind of bait those Arctic char prefer now that we're seeing that they'll bite here. I try to target those with one of the lines. Ooh, that's a nice whitefish right there, over 4 kilos. Take a look at that real quick. Arctic char. Yeah, the normal stuff or those Gamorous, which I don't have any of. It does kind of seem to share the issue that the Doga Lake has, where it's like almost everything you can catch on float out there shares preferences for the same bait. So it's targeting specific species is more about targeting specific spots of the map instead of using specific baits. Small whitefish, I think. No, I think it might be a. I don't know what that is. Oh, it's a nice size Cisco. Okay. I'll take that. Getting somewhere now. False drop on that one. So do these riverways up here, are they like a much lighter current, or are they about the same? You know, like Seversky has one of that little side waterway that's basically still water, which we can find all the carp and stuff. Trying to decipher between the false drops and the actual hits. It's tricky. Got a handful of weeklies there. Okay, so that's where I can find the pink salmon. Allegedly, that's definitely one of the goals. Pink and Atlantic salmon so far apparently have never been caught anywhere on telescopic. So time will tell if we can manage to grab one of those. It'd be nice. So especially on all those weeklies, there was both the Cisco was a weekly, the Whitefish was both a telescopic and a standard weekly, and then the Star was a telescopic weekly as well. Nibbles here. Yeah. Another small whitefish. It's over a kilo at least. Recast so they're a little further out. All right, let's see. Grab some more worms. Yeah, no red worms though. So once we get to the afternoon time, if we don't see much pickup here, maybe I'll go check out those smaller streams, see if we can grab something neat out of that area. This area is it seems to come in waves right now. It'll be about 30 minutes in game where the bite rate's just crazy, and then it just goes back to dead for a few hours. Okay, got some nibbles on one. Nope. Another false draw. I'm gonna go ahead and let's go try the other area. This area is getting all those false drop fish that just make you miss them most of the time. I think part of the issue is also the hook size. I really think size 1 hook is probably overkill here. It'd probably fare better with like a size 6 or something like that. All right, let's see. So you say when you say the tiny stream, do you mean this like really tiny stretch that goes out to the east, or are you counting this longer stretch here? That little rocky cliff formation there. A bunch of boulders all up of it apparently. The longer stretch, okay. Makes sense. I'm definitely seeing this does look like salmon territory here. Someone lost their wheel. I'm betting that that spot over there is a really good spot when it's active. All those rock formations. But so I need a boat to get over there. Let's see. We could try around camp. It might be an interesting spot to check out. Yeah, it's definitely nice scenery on the walk here. Some more potential areas here. I like the look of these rocks here. So if we had to guess what a pink salmon would bite on, it's not a lure, what would it be? You want to check? I'm assuming the all of the actual records are going to be on a lure of some sort. Let's take a look just in case. Pink salmon. Yeah, all lures. And the char, also all lures. I would assume something like pieces of fish and like horsefly, maybe? See, that right there, can't get to it, but that seems like it would be premium salmon spot. Rocky Cove, got some grass here, which would probably bring in some interesting species out. So this is the camp area here. Where's the actual campsite? Up this hill? Oh, okay. It's got a little, well, they call that a tent. That's a loose interpretation if I've ever seen one. So, you know, I have seen roe as a bait. I don't remember seeing roe in shops, but that is a good point. Like, roe could be a viable option. All right, let's try going right out here from the bend. So it's like 3.5 meters. Put the float at 3-meter depth, I guess. And let's try throw a mayfly and keep a red worm on all of them since they're good general purpose. Sure that 3 meters is a good depth. Nah, it's a little too deep, it looks like. Down to 2.5. Nope, still too deep. All right, I guess the 3.5 must be like in the very deepest part out there. Down to 2. That work. It's still a dragon bomb. Okay, I guess we'll just keep them at 1.5 then. Jeesh. Go. All right, this one, let's try stonefly larva and dung beetle. And this one, let's get a little crazy. Let's put pieces of fish and grasshopper. Apparently even 1.5 meters too deep. These, the depths they list on the map is sorely unreliable. The fish may be too big for this bobber, so let's put that on the smaller one then. Let's throw a leech on here and bring it down to 1 meter, I guess. Why is this depth set so low? That's weird. Alright, so let's throw the pieces of fish on here. With the dung beetle. And line 3, bring it down to a meter. Good. All right, let's see if we have luck with any of these. Kind of going in blind here. I don't even know if this is a spot that's ever active or not, but seems like it would be. Why is it still? I guess because they're getting drifted right up to shore is why we're having the issues here. Yeah. All right, let's just bring these to the minimum depth. I say it so often, but I really wish you could just type in the depth for these floats. Good. So we've got 6 different baits in the water. So if oh, I think something hit line 2 there. Yeah, here we go. We've got a Lanook. What we got here? Yeah, that's pretty decent size one as well. Look at that XP. Not even happy hour. Nice. That was on the dung beetle and pieces of fish right there. Hey, we can actually kind of cheat here and see if the fish is hitting it. It's always rewarding when you just try a random spot and random bait, not looking up any sort of info or anything, and you actually catch something out of it. That to me is the best sign of a good fishing sim, is when you can just kind of put general fishing knowledge to use and find some sort of success. Oh. Cat waking up over here. All right, so we got one fish at least. Scouting the area, those rocks may be a different spot that could be good. This bend up here might be decent. See these baits. Just barely. Surprised we can't see that one because there's got a whole piece of fish. But you can kind of make something out there, I guess. I do wonder if the current is making them get brought into a spot that's just too shallow, though. Try recasting this real quick, see if we can get another one on there. If not, I'll move upstream, try that other bend out. Nibbles. I guess it was just the current. Looked like it was bobbing for a second. Alright. Yeah, I think the issue here is that this bend, the water's current is just bringing it right up to the shore, which is, I think, a little too shallow of a spot. River opens up is another float spot. Yeah, I can imagine right there at the mouth looks like it'd be a pretty good one. So let's try this. Let's try this bend. If we don't have luck, we'll go try the mouth of the river up there. Got some rocks here. There is some weed coverage, so let's try casting out and let it flow past these all this grass here. Got a good feeling about it. Surely this is where we're going to pick up the world first pink salmon on telescopic, right? The world is that acting like it's too shallow. We can't get any more shallow than it is. Guess this is like 2 centimeters deep. I suspect the key to float fishing this part of the river is probably to take a boat up and just use maybe take it to get to the other side, since the current seems to drift it towards this embankment. Maybe if you fish from that side, it'll pull it out towards the center more. Oh, you can't bring the boat in? Well, I guess that's not the answer. That was a bad cast there. Step out a little closer to the bank here. Watch that one, see what happens. Why is it acting like it's dragging the bottom? I think this is going to work. So let's go ahead and try the mouth of the river there. Hopefully we can get a little more leeway with the depth on it. Go. Need the ATV on this map. I want to try these rocks here as well. One thing to know about rivers, trout and stuff love these. So we try casting to where it kind of rolls up into them here. See, this is super shallow, so I have to hope. Good. All right. What do you think? Do you think the fact that this is so shallow means that nothing will bite? Still catch stuff here. Yeah, that one fish though, it was in the slightly deeper spot where the floats were able to sit upright. See though, see. Guess we can see the bait in its entirety there. You know, I wonder if it's, I don't think it's touching the bottom. I think the issue is just the current is so fast that that's what's making the floats go sideways. Let me just experiment. Let's bring this down to like 30 centimeters. I'll go 35. And let's see how that looks in the water. Yeah, see, that doesn't look like it's touching the bottom because the current is just pulling it so much. But that may be an important factor because if there are fish that are going to be spooked by the float, maybe having the distance between the bait and the float will make a difference. Let's see. Right to like 60 here. That was a bad cast. Some more cucumbers up here. Oh, unsuccessful. Terrible. There we go. I got a cooking gain out of it. I'll take that. Yeah, you can see there, it's like, it's still, I don't think we're going to be able to make it touch the bottom because of the current speed. Yeah, so I don't know if this spot would work or not then. Look at the map here. It's a shame I can't get over to this side because that looked like it'd be a really good spot. Nothing happened. All right, let's try just for testing's sake. Let's switch this to combination we know works for a lot of fish on this body of water and see if that does anything. Actually, I can't see the bait on that one now. Let's go ahead and move upstream some more here. I wonder if we can, yeah, I agree. I think it's just, what, I don't know if it's too shallow or if it's just the current is just so rapid that I can't do much. I want to just kind of do this on our way down, see if maybe we can get lucky and get something to take it. So here it's actually deep enough to have the float stick upright, so knowing that, there's actually, since sometimes these forks are good spots, let's try this spot as well. Let's throw too big a hook for regular fly, unfortunately. The mayfly on. I do think like going with medium hooks might make a difference as well, but I'm not 100% sold on it, so see what we can do. I think the issue here is that it's not too shallow, it's just that current is so rapid that the floats can't withstand it. Unfortunately, you can't put wagglers on a telescopic. I mean, we did get that Linux there, which suggests that it is possible to pull the floats off in this stream. Let's go back to like a 1 meter depth. We're going to be telescopic pioneers here on Tunguska. We're going to try stuff no one's tried before. Or if they have, they're not reporting. Is that something more? No. I hear the current strong enough that it's actually pulling the floats under the water as well. Don't know. The unfortunate part is that to really know for sure, you kind of have to spend like an entire hour at a spot to see if you know, time of day affects it or anything like that, plus trying all the different baits. So many factors. Alright, let's go ahead and move upstream some more. And I am going to try doing what I was attempting there and walk one of the lines up, since that does help keep the float further out in the water, which may do something for us, possibly. follow the float along, I guess. It's actually kind of working. I mean, no fish hitting, but it's keeping the float in the drifting current state. Am I stuck on here? Tree. Stopped by a tree. Go ahead and walk this on up to the mouth of the river here. And looks like in about 30 seconds, we'll have a little ad break here just to prevent pre-roll ads for an hour. We'll continue our slow march to the main river while that goes on. So, like I can see this stream is probably pretty good with a like a bolo or a match rod float system, because you can just unlock the reel and just let the float go on downstream. Telescopic, you have a narrow window to try to use multiple rods. I think once it hits the end there and the float goes sideways, it's just not going to get anything. A little more shallow right here, apparently. Now I'm curious to see what happens with the float when it meets the other part of the river. If the physics is going to keep taking it in the direction it's currently going, or if it will course correct and follow the direction of the current from the main river. We're about to find out. For science. All right. Go on, float. Do your magic. It looks like it's actually joined into the current direction of the primary stream. Maybe. Like it. All right, well, we caught one fish in our little experiment, which was nice, but now I guess we'll stick to the main stuff here. Go back towards the, let's actually try the docks again, see if maybe they're active right now. Go over to the right of them, I think, is where we've caught some lamprey. That's right, one is better. And honestly, it was a pretty good one. It's the biggest linnock I've caught so far, so can't complain on that. All right, let's see. Let's put the old faithful back on here. We'll keep the red worms on, I guess. And let's keep it at a meter depth, see how that does. Oh, that's why this stupid thing gets in the way. Here I'm going to try Nightcrawler and pieces of fish. I'm just going to let it go nice and deep, try to drag along the bottoms. A lot of catfish or something. Yeah, I think there is potential in that river. I don't know if it'll work with having telescopic rods in the rod stands, though. It might, but I suspect because of the way the float does its thing, probably won't. Definitely not having as much luck here as I was earlier today, though. We got some decent fish. We got that big linnock, and we also got a pretty big whitefish as well. Should still be a decent bit of coin. Maybe like, even though we've only got 11 fish in there, we probably have about 50 silver at least. How much are the boats on this river, actually? I didn't even take a look at that. Let's see. Where is that boat office? Not too bad for a one day, I guess. It's not terrible, but not great either. Tunguska versus Donitz. I think Seversky is still my favorite, but the silver here, I mean, other than this current trip, been pretty decent. The current is just so high. Makes using telescopics a little bit painful. But I am curious if I'd had any luck, if I would have any luck just starting down here and just drifting with one rod out. But with the way this current is like Seversky, the physics get a little awkward when you're trying to use telescopic on a drifting boat. I imagine here it's even more awkward because of how fast the current is. Got a fish. Ah, I missed it. Better than Actuba? I don't know. I think layout-wise it is. I hate how Actuba has all those channels, so if you don't get a boat pass, like, you're very, very restricted on what you can get to. So at least Tunguska, without a boat, you've got a pretty large amount of areas you can access to try, which is a definite plus in my opinion. And so far, it has been a better river as far as just trying to spot out with some random baits. May not have a high bite rate and you can catch something. I do feel that Actuba is very much a fishing by spreadsheets map, because if you're not on an active spot, you're just not going to catch anything. I think it's a map that's too big for its own good. It's got all this area, but realistically, only about 20% of it seems to actually be fishable. So far, I would say Actuba is objectively better than Actuba, but those wild carp were nice. I feel like that's one thing that I tried floating at Quarry one time. It was only for about 30 minutes. I tried a couple of spots, wasn't having a whole lot of luck, but that was also during that time period where Quarry was just generally very dead. People weren't doing anything with trolling or anything there. I do want to try there again at some point, because they do have like the pellet and the Quarry whitefish, the char, stuff like that. So I think there's definite potential there. And I think Quarry is a great example of something I think the game should focus on, kind of going back to what I was saying in my complaints about Actuba. They keep making the maps bigger, but I don't think bigger is necessarily better in this game, because again, like if you've got a huge body of water, but your fishing tables make it to where only 20-30% of it actually has spots where you can catch fish, then I'd rather just have a smaller map. Like you compare, say, Bear Lake or Mosquito to Amber Lake. Like Amber Lake, you've got an ATV, but it's a huge map, but most of it's not used. I'd rather have a smaller map where you can spend your time just anywhere you cast is a spot that's going to have a chance at catching some fish. That, in my opinion, is the better approach than just making the maps bigger and bigger. Going after our meaty line there. Because it was just a one bite and decided it wasn't good enough. Picky fish. And the other problem I think with Actuba is that it's got a lot of the actual spots don't have any sort of visual signifier that they're actually spots. There's no, like here you see there's some branches. So you can imagine there's probably certain times and certain species where this is a spot that's worth trying. You've got over here, you've got some, got the docks obviously. Here you've got kind of like some rocks to give you an indication like, hey, there's probably something out if you cast out here. Actuba, a lot of the spots are just kind of like blank shoreline with no weeds or anything in the water. So we're kind of like it's that's where I say it's a very fish by spreadsheet map. You gotta rely on the untold hours that other people have spent researching and finding the spots on the map to really get anywhere with it. Some more worms here. Now, if we can't catch fish, at least we can catch worms. Yeah, this one, like you can see, there's all these different water depth variations and stuff like that. So this map definitely seems to be better at giving you an idea of where potential spots are at. Tuba is just like, there's no depth differences. There's barely any foliage or anything to go by. It's kind of going in blind. Obviously, the exceptions like the pond has pretty clear areas. There are a few patches of algae and stuff that you can go, but I know one of the first spots I was checking out there when I was researching, I went to it and I was following the coordinate. I got to the point like there's nothing here, but it worked. That's how the wild carp spot actually, where I got all the where I did the clean sweep of all the wild carp. There's really nothing to let you know that that would be a spot. Obviously, it was. Well, I do think this was today's Tunguska trip here has been a bit of a bust, but that's not a big deal. We did spend a lot of it just kind of exploring that side stream. It was fun catching something out of that. Yeah, someone got a trophy viviparous eel pout, whatever it is. At some point, I'll do some research about this area up here. See if I can. In fact, actually, let's take a trip up there since I haven't been. Ah, very nice, River King. Very nice. I think that's the first trophy eel pout I've seen pop up on here. Now you need to get one of those specialty eel pouts that starts with like an E, whatever it is, the Ecker stat or something like that. I'll walk up and I just want to take a look at this area up here. What do we call it? Let's go ahead and sneak on up. Hey, 2Ts. Yeah, I heard that the char are up in this area, so that's definitely something I eventually want to go after. My main focus out here has been Taimen. So far, I've only caught 2 of those, which one of them I think was a regional. Let me check that. US Weekly with a regular. I don't know why the records are loading so slow today. It's bad. Do 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 do. Yeah. Amen. Yeah, so what? Yeah, it was a 3rd place regional. Not bad at all. Got that, and I caught 1 small one. But those are definitely my primary focus with the telescopics out here right now. But I do want to check out the area up here and scout it out because I do want to go after those char eventually. Frog could be fun too. I'm just getting some frog. Guess I have to follow this trail here. Nice little scenic walkway between the rocky ledges. I like that. All right, here we go. So it's a nice little pond. Definitely limited on what we can do with telescopic. Obviously, we can't cast out and go into the deeper hole, but nice clear water here. We got a couple of rocks, so I imagine between these 2 rocks is a spot. There's 3 rocks here, so definitely I'm assuming something there. Got a border right here. Maybe something that way. Doesn't seem like there's much vegetation here, so I was originally assuming this might be an area where like the carp and stuff would be at, the gibble and whatnot. Guessing not by the looks of it. This is a nice little beach though. Oh. Not too shabby. Definitely one to try. So are those char nighttime feeders or are they daytime feeders? Let's go ahead and let's just for a few minutes throw something between those three rocks and see if we get any hits. I think the water's fairly deep, so let's go ahead and set to like a 4 meter depth. Mostly daytime. Alright, well the sun's coming up, so let's see if we can't catch something random before we go cash out here. 3.5 meters so we can get out far enough. Ooh, it's nice and clear so you can actually, okay, so it's a little too deep still. You'll actually be able to see the fish head like in quarry. I like that. Need more water like that in the game where you can see what's going on under the surface. Good. Nope, still too deep. All right. Let's just go down to 2.75. How's that looking? Good. Should be right above the bottom there. Excellent. Good. Now that the sun's up, you can't really see it so well, but see if anything. It gives a few minutes at least. Might as well since I'm here. I know I got the region record on the Taimen. There was some water body record I got here as well. Hydrate time. Alrighty. Hydrate. What was the water body record I got here? It was the, are the records loading slow for anybody else right now, or is it just me? Fish, new. There's another 2 in. I don't know what it was. Ah, there it is. It was the Siberian grayling is what I got a water body on. Not too bad. So for you as well? Yeah, it must be something going with the server, I guess. Oh, got a nibble on line 3 here. Let's see what we got. Interesting bite pattern. Still nibbling? No. No? Okay, there's like something just barely touching it. Is that a frog trying to get on a size 1 hook? All right, here we go. Let's see what we've got. A pellet, okay. And some sort of awful eagle or something making a noise. So you can get pellet out here. Interesting. Something along line one there. Maybe not. So I'm gonna try bringing this one closer to the surface, see if that does anything different. Well, it was nice to be able to see under the water during the night, but too bright during the day. Nibble here. Very gentle nibblers on this lake. And a false drop, it looks like. A false drop? Yeah. What a weird bite pattern. Well, at least I know this spot is something. Got a few bites out of it. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and fast travel back and cash out here. Got a little better exploration out of the map though tonight, so got some ideas of other places to try fishing, which is good. I still have some faith in the other stream since we did catch that rather large linnock there. I think there's a technique to it. Something I'll try some more at some point. No, we don't have anything for the cafe, so what do we think, Canadian? I'm thinking 57 silver. See what the total ended up being here. Oh, actually that's not bad at all for 12 fish. Got 95 silver out of it. All right. Oh, that's why that linnock we got was almost 45 silver on its own. Jeez. So yes, I definitely want to try that bend some more because that gives me some hope right there. That wasn't all bad. Back up over 100 silver. Then get our nighttime scoop here, or shovel in here. There we go. Got some red worms out of it. I don't want to waste the happy hour, so we'll go ahead and back them in here. But overall, not too bad. Did a little bit of exploring. Got some some luck out of it. I'm definitely going to try that stream some more, see if I can find a technique to it. Who was it? The one day last week, someone was 2 cents off of on their guess. That was crazy. But yeah, so far, Tunguska was good. While this stream tonight wasn't a good indication of it, last night's stream and also while I was off camera, I was making really good money at that 80 to 100 spot, getting a bunch of muskin and broad whitefish. So it's definitely profitable for the telescopic. Definitely loving that. So I'm going to give this map some more try throughout the week. Next week, I'll probably plan to check out Sura, see how things are looking on that map. But with that, we'll go ahead and wrap things up for tonight. I hope everyone has a good night, a good day for the folks over in Europe, good fishing for all of you, and I will catch you all next time. Take it easy, folks.